Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Taibahasakicks.com, and this morning we're going to talk about the numbers of the Jordan 5 Alternate Bel-Air made, and we're going to talk resale value. But before we get into it, I'm going to show you the shoe real quick. I'm sure you've seen it on plenty of sneaker blogs or YouTubers, so I don't want to waste too much time on that, and I don't even have the shoes on hand, so I'm not doing a review. Now, Nike chose to call the shoes the Ghost Green Jordan 5, and it's going to retail for $190. It comes out tomorrow, Saturday. And this is basically an offspring of the 2013 Jordan 5 Bel-Air. Features beside the color are the same. Like this one is white, the other one was gray, and the other one I feel like has better leather, and it was more original. Now, when it first came out, people were actually killing the shoe. They talked about, like, when they saw it on blogs, they talked about how it was trash, but then it dropped and the price went ballistic because people wanted it. And I remember picking up 2 pairs. Foot Action. I went to the mall that day. I didn't plan on grabbing any shoes, and they had received their shipment late, so I ended up picking up 2 pairs. I wanted to get more, but the manager wouldn't let me do it. So I was fortunate enough to get that. Now, everything else on the shoe is the same, like the features, like the highlights, everything else is the same. The only difference is this one is white, and Nike knows how to sell a product. They know that people are gonna flock to this because it reminds them of their original Bel-Air 5. So I think they're gonna sell out. Don't think they're gonna sit. And Nike also is bringing out these shoes in kids sizes, and I feel like kids sizes are actually gonna jump off better than the men sizes as well. So be on the lookout for kids are gonna be going crazy. All right, so let's look at the toe box here. I think the leather used here is some kind of a inferior leather in comparison to the first one. I don't have the shoes on hand, so I'm not gonna say much about it. But this is it, and now let's talk about numbers. Now, let me go on my website for that matter. Now, the first thing that I did was, again, as usual, who's getting the shoe, and Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, Finish Line, JD Sport, Hibbett, those are the major chains. And the smaller chains like Downtown Locker Room, Jimmy Jazz, Snipes, which was formerly called Kicks USA, Shoe City, Chic, Shoe Palace, and Emblance. And then you have a gang of boutiques that are getting it. So the hardest part about this job is setting up the assumptions. So what I did this time is this. Like, I'm assuming that every Foot Locker is going to get it. Because I walked into a lot of stores and, pretty much everybody's getting it. They're going to probably operate on the app and use the raffle method. But everybody's going to get it. So 1,000 Foot Locker store, 272 Foot Action, and 547 Champs store. So I give Nike about a fifth of the production. Foot Locker is gonna get 2/5. Foot Locker, Champs, and East Bay and all that, they're gonna get 2/5. Finish Line, JD Sport, and Hibbett will receive 1/5, and all the minor retailers and then smaller chains and boutiques are gonna split the remaining 1/5. So I gave like 24 pairs per Foot Locker, which I know they're gonna get more because there are some locations like House of Hoops are gonna get maybe 70. But to be conservative, I'm just gonna keep it at 24. And then for Foot Action, I give 18 and Champs 18. And then for the online allocation, you give them 1/3. And for the East Bay, I give 1/3 of the total allocation the onlines are getting. And then from then on, we can just calculate our numbers. And simple arithmetic, just do 24 times 1,000, which is 24,000 pairs. And for Foot Action, 272 times 18, I come up with this number here. And I'm not gonna go through each one of them, but you understand what is going on. And the extras is for the online allocation. It's gonna be 12,914, which is based on the assumptions. And then for East Bay, you divide this number by 3. I come up with 4305. And then for Foot Locker and Family, I came up with 55,961 pairs. Now, since this number stands for like 2/5 of the entire production, to find the grand total for the USA, you just times this by 2 and then divide it by 2 to get the 1/5, and you come up with 130,902 pairs. So I stretched this number to 150,000 because I'm sure I made a lot of errors, because of my assumption. So I'll stretch it up to 150,000 pairs. Now you can double or triple that number if you take into consideration the rest of the world. So you can say that the production will be anywhere between 300,000 pairs and 450,000 pairs. This is what I'm thinking. And I want to make sure I put my disclaimer out there. I don't work for the brands. Nobody gives me information. Everything is based on the assumptions. So do not quote me on any of this. This is just to help you, to give you a feasible picture of what may take place, so that if you're trying to buy the shoe, you know what to expect. Okay, now let's talk resale value. Now when I did the resale, I went and gathered my data. Basically between Wednesday and today, the shoe was first like 288, went down to 271, and picked back up at 274. So what I'll say to you is this: like, it's not gonna lose its value. I usually say, like, general releases, they may lose like 10 or 15% of their value by the time it releases, but this is gonna hold its value. I'm thinking it's gonna stay in the high 200s, so probably 270 and up. So don't you think this shoe is gonna drop? It may drop by like $10, but it's gonna stay in the high 200. So the shoe is like $200, right, or $190 before tax. So after tax is like 201.40. So guys are looking at margins between $45 and $60 as far as like profit is concerned, and your markup is anywhere between 20 and 27%, or 22 and 27%. And then I also did a breakdown of the resale value by size, what size to get. Obviously, if you look here on my chart, like 10.5, 15, 14, 7, and 12.5 yield to the highest revenues, anywhere between $287 all the way up to $320. Every other size, like 11 is also 270, 13 and 11.5 like 277, almost 280. So the smaller sizes, like the mid sizes and stuff like that, they want to stay in the upper, in the 270s. So the shoe is gonna, like I say, it's gonna stay in the high 200, and some may go up to 300 based on the size. Like 14 is a size that's hard to get. 12.5 is a hard size to get. So obviously those are gonna go for more money, right? But as far as I'm concerned, the shoe is gonna sell out. Don't you try to wait on it. All right. So this is it for today. Now I will invite you, if you want to buy the shoes now, you don't want to go through the hassle, I have a list of sellers for you, legitimate sellers where you can buy from on eBay. I have all the lists here, so go ahead and do that. You can click. I'll give you the link in the description, and I'll also invite you to take this survey here. Let me take this down. Take this survey here. Basically, these guys have designed a survey that I work with these guys, and it kind of guess what kind of shoes is fitted for your personality. So I would invite you to take it. I'll give you the link in the description, so be sure to check that out. And also, I have a small announcement. From now on, I'm gonna be receiving shoes to do the comparison between the authentic and the fake one. So I'm gonna receive both the authentic and the fake one. So now I'm gonna have a better format for you, because a lot of people talk about how I can't really base my stuff on pictures that I see. So I'm gonna have a better format for you. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Again, thanks for watching. This is Taye from Master Kicks, and stay tuned for more stuff.